Hello friends and welcome back to SDM classes. I am here back again with the classification of epithelial tissues. In my last video, you must have seen that we did basic features of epithelial tissues, a kind of animal tissues. And in this particular video, I am going to include the short tricks how to learn all the examples of the various types of epithelial tissue. It is a very difficult topic for the students and they find it very difficult to learn all the examples at the same time. So here is a short trick and let's begin with it. Epithelial tissue, which is a kind of animal tissue, can broadly be classified on the basis of number of cell layers into three broad categories, that is simple epithelial tissue, compound epithelial tissue and glandular epithelial tissue. Now, as I said, on the basis of number of cell layers, so what do they mean? Simple epithelial tissue means single cell layer, compound means more than one layer, and one more thing, compound is thicker than the simple tissues. And glandular, it occurs in both simple and compound. Okay, so now let's go on one by one. First we will see how to learn the examples of simple and its types. Now this simple epithelial tissue can further be classified on the basis of shape. On the basis of shape of what? Of cells. On the basis of shape of cells, it is classified into four further subtypes: squamous, cuboidal, columnar and pseudostratified. Squamous. Now, as I said, on the basis of shape, so the shape of squamous cells or squamous tissues, it has thin and flat cells. The cells are thin and flat in order to carry out the function of diffusion, filtration and secretion. Remember, diffusion, filtration and secretion. Now the examples of squamous simple epithelial. It is present in Bowman's capsule, lung alveoli and blood capillaries. So what is the short form to learn? Bowman's square cap elevated. Bowman's tells us Bowman's capsule present in kidney. Square will remind you that it is squamous simple epithelial. Cap is for blood capillaries and elevated is for lungs alveoli. Okay, so Bowman's square cap elevated is a short form or a short trick to learn all the examples where squamous simple epithelial tissues are present. Second, we come over to cuboidal. As the name is suggesting us, the shape will be cubes. That means the cells are in the shape of cube. So the short form is the ducts of Pansel kid have cubes. Now this cuboidal simple epithelial is present in the lining of salivary ducts, pancreatic ducts and kidney ducts. Okay, so that is why I have used the word ducts in common. The ducts of, that means further whatever I'm going to tell you, it will be including only ducts. Okay, the ducts of Pansel. Pan is for pancreas, pan is for pancreas and sal is for salivary ducts. Pan is for pancreas, sal is for salivary. Kid is for kidney. Okay, so the ducts of Pansel kid have cubes. It includes pancreatic ducts, salivary ducts and kidney ducts. Clear? Next comes columnar epithelial tissue. Columnar simple epithelial. Now here the cells are pillar-like, means they are very tall. Okay, cells are tall, pillar-like. So the short form to learn is tall pillar of stomachiduct went into small test. Okay, so tall, to remember that the cells are tall, pillar like, tall pillar. Of stoma, stoma is stomach because it is present in stomach. Kidduct, kidney duct. Wherever I am using word kid means that is for kidney. Stoma, kid duct, kidney duct. Went into small test, that means small intestine. So columnar simple epithelial tissues are present in the lining of stomach, kidney duct and small intestine. Okay, small test means small intestine. Now in columnar simple epithelial, we know there is one more type, because some cells are ciliated, that means they have hair-like structures present on them, and some are non-ciliated. So these which we discussed, stomach, kidney duct and small intestine, these are non-ciliated ones. But the ciliated ones, the cili fellows went to Spain canal and tracked bronchioles. Cili is to remember ciliated. Cili word is to remember ciliated, that means the cells have cilia. Okay, fellows is for fallopian tube. Fellows is for fallopian tube. Spain canal, this is spinal canal. Spain canal, spinal canal. Tract is trachea. And bronchioles include bronchi as well as bronchioles. Okay, so the cili is telling you ciliated, fellows, fallopian tube, went to Spain canal, that is spinal canal, and tract, that is trachea, bronchioles, that is bronchi and bronchioles. Alright, so that is for ciliated columnar simple epithelial tissues. The last subtype of simple one is pseudostratified. Now although they appear many layered due to difference in the size of cells, okay, but although we are saying stratified, that means layered cells, but it is included in simple, that means it is actually a single cell layer. Okay, the function of pseudostratified is to secrete mucus. Simple example to remember is uri respi lining pseudo. Uri respi lining pseudo, that means the lining of respiratory tract and urinary tract. Urinary tract and respiratory tract lining has pseudo-stratified simple epithelial tissues. Okay, so just now we've learned all the examples of one basic subtypes, that is simple epithelial tissues. Now let us move on to compound. As I told you, compound has more than one layer and thicker than the simple epithelial tissue. So this compound is basically classified into two subtypes, stratified and transitional. Stratified, as the word is suggesting, a strata. Strata means layers. Okay, so stratified means many types of cells are found, obviously in layers, but here many types of cells are found. Okay, and these stratified compound epithelial tissues are further classified into three subtypes: squamous, cuboidal, columnar. Squamous, cuboidal, columnar. Okay, you can get confused with the simple ones and the compound ones, so that's why I've made different tricks, different shortcuts, so that how can you remember the simple ones, how can you remember the stratified ones. Okay, so let's begin. For stratified, squamous, cuboidal and columnar, first squamous. The short form is Strats square eso mouth wedge. Strats square eso mouth wedge. The word strat is for stratified, the word squa. See, this is the first word strat, that is for stratified. Squa is for squamous. Eso is for esophagus, mouth, and vag is for vagina. So stratified squamous epithelial tissue found in esophagus, mouth, and vagina. Okay, its main function is to protect against abrasion. Then cuboidal. Cuboidal are basically protective tissues. The stratified cuboidal epithelial tissue are these are protective tissues, and the short form is strat cube mam cell sweat. Strat again for stratified, okay, cube for cuboidal, mam is for mammary gland, sal is for salivary gland, and sweat is for sweat gland. Okay, so strat, cube, mam, sal, sweat. Last in this is columnar stratified. Collu is for columnar. Male urethra. So columnar stratified is found in male urethra, and mam is mammary duct. It is found in male urethra and mammary ducts. Okay, mammary, everyone knows, that is mammary glands, okay, found in mammals. So these are the shortcuts to learn the examples of stratified, the subtypes of stratified compound epithelial tissue. Then next is transitional. As I told you, compound is classified into stratified and transitional. So this is transitional now. Transitional tissues, 3 to 4 layers of cells of similar size and shape. Okay, now these transitional tissues are actually subjected to those organs which have to show high stretching. Okay, where high stretching is required inside our body? One is bladder, our urinary bladder, because urine is stored over there. Another is uterus, okay, because the fetus is formed over there. And pelkid, this is the pelvis of kidney. Alright, so all the examples are included over here. The short form is bladuter, pelkid. Bladuter, pelkid. Blad is for bladder, that is urinary bladder. Uter is for uterus. Pel is for pelvis. Kid is for kidney. Wherever I have used the word kid, that is for kidney. Okay, so bladder, uterus, pel, kid. Alright. Last is glandular epithelial tissue. As I told you, it occurs in both simple and compound. And simple example is mucous membrane that contains many goblet cells. So children, this is how we have learned all the examples of the various types and subtypes of epithelial tissue. This is a short trick, and I think so it will be beneficial for you. If you find this video informative, please click on the like icon and also click on subscribe, and please subscribe for my channel. Thank you so much for watching the video.